Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 2, The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter 10, Text 41. Sattvam Rajas Tama iti Tishra Sura Nirnaraka Atrapye Kai Kasho Rajan Vidyante Gatyas Tridiha Yadai Kai Kataro Nabyam Svabhava Upanhanyate. According to the different modes of material nature, the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of darkness, there are different living creatures who are known as demigods, human beings, and hellish living entities. O king, even a particular mode of nature being mixed with the two others is divided into three, and thus each kind of living creature is influenced by the other modes and acquires its habits also. Purport. The living entities individually are being conducted by a particular mode of nature, but at the same time, there is every chance of their being influenced by the other two. And generally, all conditioned souls in the material engagement are influenced by the mode of passion, because every one of them is trying to lord it over material nature to fulfill his individual desire. But in spite of individual mode of passion, there is always the chance of being influenced by the other modes by the nature of association. If one is in good association, he can develop the mode of goodness, and if one is in bad association, he may develop the mode of darkness or ignorance. Nothing is stereotyped. One can change his habit by good or bad association, and one has to become intelligent enough to discriminate between good and bad. The best association is the service of the devotees of the Lord, and by that association, one can become the highest qualified man by the grace of the Lord's pure devotees. As we have already seen in the life of Srila Narada Muni, he became the topmost devotee of the Lord simply by association of pure devotees of the Lord. By birth, he was the son of a maidservant and had no knowledge of his father, no academic education, even of the lowest status. But simply by associating with the devotees and by eating the remnants of their foodstuff, he gradually developed the transcendental qualities of the devotees. By such association, his taste for chanting and hearing the transcendental glories of the Lord became prominent. And because the glories of the Lord are non-different from the Lord, he got direct association with the Lord by means of sound representation. Similarly, there is the life of Ajamila in the 6th canto, who was the son of a Brahmana and was educated and trained properly in the discharge of the duties of a Brahmana, but who, in spite of all this, became, because he was contacted by bad association of a prostitute, was put into the path of the lowest quality of Chandala, or the last position for a human being. Therefore, Bhagavatam always recommends the association of the Mahat, or the great soul, for opening the gate of salvation. To associate with persons engaged in lording it over the material world means to enter into the darkest region of hell. One should try to raise himself by the association of the great soul. That is the way of the perfection of life. Text 42. Sa evedam jagadhata Bhagavan dharma rupadrik Pushnati stapayan vishvam Tiryam narasuradibi. He, the personality of Godhead, as the maintainer of all in the universe, appears in different incarnations after establishing the creation, and thus he reclaims all kinds of conditioned souls amongst the humans, the non-humans, and the demigods. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, incarnates himself in different societies of living entities to reclaim them from the clutches of illusion. And such activities of the Lord are not limited only to human society. He incarnates himself even as a fish, a hog, tree, and many other forms. But less intelligent persons who have no knowledge of him deride him, even if he is in human society as a human being. The Lord therefore says in Bhagavad Gita 9.11, Avajanantimam mudha manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajananto mamabhuta maheshvara. As we have already discussed in the previous verses, it is concluded that the Lord is never a product of the material creation. His transcendental position is always unchanged. He is the eternal form of knowledge and bliss, and he executes his almighty will by his different energies. As such, he is never the subject of reactions for any of his acts. He is transcendental to all such conceptions of actions and reactions. Even if he is visible in the material world, the exhibition is only of his internal energy, for he is above the good and bad conceptions of this material world. In the material world, the fish or the hog may be considered lower than the man, but when the Lord appears as a fish or a hog, he is neither of them in the material conception. It is his causeless mercy that he appears in every society or species of life, but he is never to be considered one of them. Conceptions of the material world, such as good and bad, lower and upper, important and insignificant, are estimations of the material energy, and the Supreme Lord is transcendental to all such conceptions. The words param bhavam, or transcendental nature, can never be compared to the material conception. We should not forget that the potencies of the Almighty Lord are always the same and do not decrease because the Lord assumes the form of a lower animal. There is no difference between Lord Sri Ram, Lord Sri Krishna, and his incarnations as a fish and a hog. He is the all-pervading and simultaneously localized at any and every place. But the foolish person with a poor fund of knowledge for want of that param bhavam of the Lord cannot understand how the Supreme Lord can take the form of a man or a fish. One compares everything to one's own standard of knowledge, as a frog is informed of the greatness of the sea. It takes the conception of the sea as being a little greater than the well. One compares everything to one's own standard of knowledge, as the frog in the well considers the sea to be like the well. The frog in the well cannot even think of the sea, and when such a frog is informed of the greatness of the sea, it takes the conception of the sea as being a little greater than the well. As such, one who is foolish about the transcendental science of the Lord will find it difficult to understand how Lord Vishnu can equally manifest himself in every society of living entities. Text 43. Tata kalagni rudratam, Tata kalagni rudratma, yat shrishtam idam atmana, saniyachati tatkale, Gananikam Ivanila. Thereafter, at the end of the millennium, the Lord himself in the form of Rudra, the destroyer, will annihilate the complete creation as the wind displaces the clouds. This creation is very appropriately compared to clouds. This is the purport now. This creation is very appropriately compared to clouds. Clouds are created or situated in the sky, and when they are displaced, they remain in the same sky without manifestation. Similarly, the whole creation is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Brahma. It is maintained by him in the form of Vishnu, and it is destroyed by him in the form of Rudra or Shiva, all in due course. This creation, maintenance, and destruction are nicely explained in Bhagavad Gita 8.19 through 20 as follows. Bhuta grama se evayam budva budva pralayate. Ragyame vashaparta pabhavatyar ahar agame, parastasmat tu bhavonyo vyakto vyaktat sanatana, yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinasyati. The nature of the material world is that it is created very nicely. Then it develops very nicely and stays for a great number of years, even beyond the calculation of the greatest mathematician. But after that, it is again destroyed during the night of Brahma without any resistance. And at the end of the night of Brahma, it is again manifested as a creation to follow the same principles of maintenance and destruction. The foolish conditioned soul, who has taken this temporary world as a permanent settlement, has to learn intelligently why such creation and destruction take place. The fruitive actors in the material world are very enthusiastic in the creation of big enterprises, big houses, big empires, big industries, and so many big things out of the energy and ingredients supplied by the material agent of the Supreme Lord. With such resources and at the cost of valuable energy, the conditioned soul creates, satisfies his whims, but unwillingly has to depart from all his creation and enter into another phase of life to create again and again. To give hope to such foolish conditioned souls who waste their energy in this temporary material world, the Lord gives information that there is another nature which is eternally existent without being occasionally created or destroyed, and that the conditioned soul can understand what he should do and how this valuable energy may be utilized. Instead of wasting his energy in matter, which is sure to be destroyed in due course by the supreme will, the conditioned soul should utilize his energy in the devotional service of the Lord, so that he can be transferred to the other eternal nature, where there is no birth, no death, no creation, no destruction, but permanent life instead, full of knowledge and unlimited bliss. The temporary creation is thus exhibited and destroyed just to give information to the conditioned soul who is attached to temporary things. It is also meant to give him a chance for self-realization, and not for sense gratification, which is a prime aim of all fruitive actors. Text 44. Itam bhavena katito Bhagavan Bhagavatama Netam bhavena hi param Rastum arhanti suraya. The great transcendentalists thus describe the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the pure devotees deserve to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. Purport. The Lord is not only the creator and destroyer of the material manifestations of his different energies. He is more than a simple creator and destroyer, for there is his feature of Ananda, or his pleasure feature. This pleasure feature of the Lord is understood by the pure devotees only, and not by others. The impersonalist is satisfied simply by understanding the all-pervasive influence of the Lord. This is called Brahman realization. Greater than the impersonalist is the mystic, who sees the Lord situated in his heart as Paramatma, the partial representation of the Lord. But there are pure devotees who take part in the direct pleasure, Ananda potency of the Lord, by factual reciprocation of loving service. The Lord in his abode called the Vaikuntha planets, which are eternal manifestations, always remains with his associates and enjoys transcendental loving services by his pure devotees in different transcendental humors. The pure devotees of the Lord thus undergo a practice of that devotional service to the Lord during the manifestation of the creation, and take full advantage of the manifestation by qualifying themselves to enter into the kingdom of God. The Bhagavad Gita 18.55 confirms this. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavam yaschasmi tatvata tato mam tatvato gyatva vishyate tadanantara. By development of pure devotional service, one can factually know the Lord as he is, and thus be trained in the bona fide service of the Lord and be allowed to enter into the direct association of the Lord in so many capacities. The highest glorious association with the Lord is made possible. The glorious association with the Lord is made possible in the planet of Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna enjoys himself with the gopis and his favorite animal, the Sarabi cows. A description of this transcendental land of Krishna is given in the Brahma Samhita, which is considered by Lord Sri Chaitanya to be the most authentic literature in this connection. Dandavat Pranam Hariyananda Prabhu.
Surprise! Dandavat Pranam Didi. Happy to see you.
Dandavat Pranam Vishwambar Prabhu.
Danda Hare Krishna, Krishna Kesha Prabhu, Danda to all devotees, Hari Ananda Prabhu, Uma Devi, so happy to see all of you. Hari,
Pranam Prabhu.
Jai, Jai. Danda Prabhuji, whoever else is there.
The next, text 45, we're now reading text 45 of chapter 10 in the second canto of Bhagavatam. Nasya karmani janmado parasyanu vidhiyate kartrutva mayayaropitam hitat. Dandavat Pranam, Dr. Sahu. There is no direct engineering by the Lord for the creation and destruction of the material world. What is described in the Vedas about his direct interference is simply to counteract the idea that the material nature is the creator. Purport. The Vedic direction for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world is this: Yato vai mani bhutani jayante, yena janatani jivanti, yat prayantya amis vishanti, i.e., everything is created by Brahman. After creation, everything is maintained by Brahman. And after annihilation, everything is conserved by Brahman. Gross materialists without any knowledge of Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan conclude material nature to be the ultimate cause of the material manifestation. And the modern scientist also shares this view that the material nature is the ultimate cause of all the manifestations of the material world. This view is refuted by all Vedic literature. The Vedanta philosophy mentions that Brahman is the fountainhead of all creation, maintenance, and destruction. And Srimad Bhagavatam, the natural commentation on Vedanta philosophy, says, Janmadas yato navyad itaratas chartes abhijanasvarat, etc. Inert matter is undoubtedly energy with potential to interact, but it has no initiative of its own. Srimad Bhagavatam therefore comments on the aphorism Janmadasya by saying Abhijana and Svarat, i.e., the Supreme Brahman is not inert matter, but he is supreme consciousness and is independent. Therefore, inert matter cannot be the ultimate cause of the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world. Superficially, material nature appears to be the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction, but material nature is set into motion for creation by the Supreme Conscious Being, the personality of Godhead. He is the background of all creation, maintenance, and destruction, and this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam etunanena kaunteya Jagadviparivartate. The material nature is one of the energies of the Lord, and she can work under the direction of the Lord. Adhyakshena. When the Lord throws his transcendental glance over the material nature, then only can the material nature act, as a father contacts the mother, who is then able to conceive a child. Although it appears to be the layman that the mother gives birth to the child, the experienced man knows that the father gives birth to the child. The material nature therefore produces the moving and standing manifestations of the material world after being contacted by the Supreme Father, and not independently. Considering material nature to be the cause of creation, maintenance, etc., is called the logic of nipples on the neck of a goat. The Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes this logic of Ajagalastananyaya as follows, as explained by His Divine Grace Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. The material nature, as the material cause, is known as pradhan, and as the efficient cause is known as maya. But since it is inert matter, it is not the remote cause of creation. Kaviraj Goswami states as follows: Ateva Krishna Mula Jagat Karana Prakriti Karana Yaiche Aja Galastana, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 5.61. Because Karana Dachai Vishnu is a plenary expansion of Krishna, it is he who electrifies matter to put it in motion. The example of electrification is quite appropriate. A piece of iron is certainly not fire, but when the iron is made red hot, certainly it has the quality of fire through its burning capacity. Matter is compared to a piece of iron, and it is electrified or made red hot by the glance or manipulation of the Supreme Consciousness of Vishnu. Only by such electrification is the energy of matter displayed in various actions and reactions. Therefore, the inert matter is neither efficient nor the material cause of the cosmic manifestation. Sri Kapila Dev has said, Yatolumukad Vishfulingad Dumad Vapisva Sambhavat Apyatmat Vena Bitmatad Yatagni Pratag Ulmukat, in Bhagavatam 3.28.40 of Bhagavatam. The original fire, its flame, its sparks, and its smoke are all one. For fire is still fire, yet is different from the flame. Flame is different from spark. Spark is different from smoke. In every one of them, namely in the flames, in the sparks, and the smoke, the integrity of fire is present, yet all of them are differently situated with different positions. The cosmic manifestation is compared to the smoke because when smoke passes over the sky, so many forms appear, resembling many known and unknown manifestations. The sparks are compared to living entities, and the flames are compared to material nature, pradhan. One must know that each and every one of them is effective simply because of being empowered by the quality of the original fire. Therefore, all of them, namely the material nature, the cosmic manifestation, and the living entities, are but different energies of the Lord, fire. Therefore, those who accept the material nature as the cosmic manifestation's original cause, Prakriti, the cause of creation according to the Sankhya philosophy, are not correct in their conclusion. The material nature has no separate existence without the Lord. Therefore, setting aside the Supreme Lord as the cause of all causes is the logic of Ajagala Stananyaya, or trying to milk the nipples on the neck of a goat. The nipples on the neck of a goat may seem like sources of milk, but to try to get milk from such nipples will be foolish. Okay. So thus ends our reading for today. Before we end, are there any comments from the devotees? No?
Prabhu, in the next day, what is the chapter for? I had the Srimad Bhagavatam in Spanish, old collection. Book to book, I like know what is the chapter and book in the next lecture.
Yeah, on Wednesday, we'll be starting from Canto 2, Chapter 10, Text 46, Capital 10, and verse, what is this?
Capítulo 10.
Capital 10, sí.
Book 1, 2, 3. Book
Yeah, book 2, Canto 2.
dos.
Yes.
Chapter.
Yes, sí. Sí, 2.
Okay.
Capital 10. En verse 46.
Muy bien. For Wednesday.
For
Tomorrow.
Wednesday, day after tomorrow, Wednesday.
Okay. Because Prabhu, this week I no job, no job. I free. I can meet this day in the meeting. No work. I free this day.
Yes, it will be your blessing on us if we can have your association during these classes, Prabhu.
I am happy see you and devotee. Your association is very important for me and family.
We feel the same way, Prabhu. Dr. Sahu, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes, actually, I can't ask you the question. I'm in a metro, and I think my voice is audible or not, I don't know.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
I'm traveling. Though I have few questions. Actually, I have something I had to ask you regarding I just would like to do a higher course on Bhakti Vedanta. So how to go about that? Maybe a PhD program or a postdoctoral kind of things. So I need some guidance from you, from your university. I just want to do a course on that. So is it possible to do under Sripad Maharaj Puri PhD, the Maharaj under him? So I just want to do a postdoctoral research. So I need your guidance regarding this.
Well, I think the main the PhD of Bhakti is Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Maharaj has recommended a few times to read that, I think. Srila Prabhupada told that the undergraduate is Bhagavad Gita, postgraduate is Bhagavatam, and then PhD is Chaitanya Charitamrita in studying of Bhagavad Vedanta. So the first thing would be to start actually reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I believe I gave you the link to that.
Okay. So personally, maybe I'll call you and find out all the modalities and whatever things I have to do that. But right now, I just can't ask you any question. Maybe
Okay.
in future.
Okay. Sounds good,
Namaste.
Dr. Sahu. Namaste. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to the
Jai.
assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Nishringapuri
Jai.
Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Dhru Ki Jai,
Jai.
Bhai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Giri Govardhan Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, Sham Kund Radha Kund Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Jai Princeton Bhakti Vedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanandi, Hari 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 Bol, Jai Shripad Harinanda Prabhu Ki Jai, Srimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai, Dr. Sabu Ki Jai, Jai Vishwambar Prabhu Ki Jai, Hare Krishna.
Shri
Krishna Kesava
Prabhu,
Guru Ki Jai.
Srimad Kesava
Jai.
Prabhu ki Jai.
Jai Gurudev.
Krishna Prabhu Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.